Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get it. Of course, the internet is all weird. Okay, there we go. Okay. I'm going to leave that up. Here you guys go. Let me do my dailies first. Ooh. Oh, that's not part of the thing. Damn. Heaven, what's up? I'll be there for Prism, but let me do this stream first. But I appreciate you joining. Because I wanted to stream today. I was feeling sleepy, but I'm like, you know what? No, I might as well just still stream. Wait, I have the anomaly ones already. I need the anomaly dummy engine. Yeah. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about today, so I could get it recorded, because I wanted to try some things out. It just kills them nice. Low-key, I might just edit that bar to just not be there. It's so obnoxious. Ow. Kill it, kill it. There you go. Welcome, welcome to those who entered. Right now I'm doing my dailies and then we're going to get started with the topic I wanted to talk about, which is Remuel. That should be it, yeah. I almost got enough for 20 pulls. Almost. I still gotta do Hollow Zero, but I'll actually do Hollow Zero. Unless I did it yesterday. No, I didn't. Yeah, let's try to get Hollow Zero. Yeah, Hollow Zero done. Where's Nagi? Oh, you got your new glasses? Cool, cool. Are you playing Persona 3? Cool. Did the stream freeze? No, it's just my phone. Hey Wasp, welcome. I don't know if you're gonna stay here, but I appreciate you joining. Extend by 3 seconds. That sounds good. So the agenda today, I'm gonna be talking about Remio and how I feel. Like with the information what we got, is some stuff that I researched. How's it going? I'm doing great. I didn't have to work like for a lot of hours today, so I'm doing good. But I'm just really ecstatic about Remio. That like I'm so happy that she's helping Yanagi in a way that I was looking for. Well, sort of. It's strange, but I'll explain it later. But I'm just chilling today. I was quite sleepy, but yeah. Hey Ty, welcome, welcome. I know I should have told people though. I mean, I said I was gonna do it today, but that was earlier in the day. But don't, we're gonna be actually having content today, not me goofing off. Why haven't I been using Valina for Hollow Zero? Just to clear enemies quickly. I should have been doing that this whole time. Go, my Hugo. Just ult, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it died anyway. It executed like way after his HP was there. Sure. No, let's do Valina. 20% all attribute res. After E1, I think. Yeah, I apologize for taking forever to get back to making content. Like last week I was going to, but I had an appointment to get my Wisdom Tooth removed, so I couldn't really speak on that Monday. And next Monday, I'm getting a filling. So, I mean, I might be able to stream on Tuesday, but we'll see. I mean, I probably should. Because I kind of want to do a week of like of just streaming. Wait, is the audio too is the music too loud? I was just checking something. more days. Oh wait. Yeah. Can you guys actually hear the in-game audio, like the actual game? I'm still trying to get a hang of this streaming stuff. Combat. Just EX. Fiend. Oh, you don't hear it? I knew it was too low. Okay, that was probably too low. Okay. Go, Hugo. It doesn't matter what you say. I don't think it really matters too much because we're not going to be really using the game audio too much. I will try my best to find a nice equilibrium. Don't get knocked out. Yeah, I should have been using Valina. She's like clearing everything really quickly. I just haven't. I've just been using Cynthia. I mean, Cynthia is nice, but this is just faster. No, I don't need that. There we go. So, what do you guys think of 3.1 so far? With the stuff that's been revealed? Like, I will talk about it after I get the major stuff out of the way, but I've been really excited. Nah, just skip. I'm ready to fight Horizon. $4 mil. What? That doesn't make sense. As like an actual team in DA? What the? I already know what this does. I mean, technically I didn't do the story. I didn't do it yet. The beach event seems boring. The beach event does seem boring though. I'm not gonna lie. You just picking up garbage. Unless they they make it fun somehow. I can do that after I'm done talking about like Remio and YANAGI. I don't mind. But my Yanagi is it's not, well, okay, she could be relatable in the future, but not right now. Okay. I think, yeah, that's all my dailies. Okay, I did everything. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Let's switch to something. I don't know what song. Definitely not that. Okay, we could do this. Zero cost Yanagi? Yeah. my M5 is zero cost. Okay. There we go. Alright. Sorry for all the ads. I'm too lazy to get ad blocker. Yeah. I muted that. Hello.
Let the game.
That's stupid. What do you think of arena buffs? I think they're really good, in my opinion. I could just... Can I even edit that out? You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Alright, let me separate this tier list. Now that you would get M6, should you invest more to her or dupes or her sakes? Both. It's better to like. At first, it's as a free to play though. It's technically easier to get. Actually, is it easier to get SIGs? So I'm just thinking, like, I would say like M2, if you lose to her, right, and then you can start going for like her SIG. But honestly, like she has a lot of SIG options that you don't really need it. Okay, I mean that you don't really need to like fixate on getting copies. Yeah. So I would say not try to, but if you get M2, that's like a really good stopping point. Anymore, you will get like more value out of her. Okay. You're about to get M2 Yuzu too. Yeah, because she's guaranteed, which I'm going to talk about that too. Okay. I should have already made this, but I was very late. Alright, I want to divide these into tiers, so this tier is going to be great. There's no best in slot because I don't think there's a best in slot. We'll both know. I would just say great. Okay. This was not good. Not no good. I'm gonna say not great. Sorry if you hear my keyboard typing. What's with great? Oh. Actually, no, I'll say decent. Not okay. Decent. Left. Two. Actually, I would say like mediocre. I can't even spell that. Hold on, meaty, not. There we go. Not great. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna put Yanagi or Remy here. Okay. Now let's see. Hopefully this does not break the stream. Okay, are we still here? Are we cool, guys? I want to make sure. because I'm recording right now. This won't be in the recording, but you guys can chat to make sure that the stream didn't like combust. Yeah, it's here. Okay. All right, so since Remio is coming out, I want to say like next week. Is this a tier list about the weakest anomaly agent in the game? No, it's not. No. So this tier list is about like characters that will work great with YANAGI and Remio. Since around the time if I release this video, or when I release the video, we'll get more info from CCs with the creative server that are going to explain like what Remio does. I have info about how Remio works well with YANAGI. Like there's many different teams that I've seen and stuff. So we're just going to talk about that and what characters actually work well with both of them and what characters don't. So I'm going to be honest, like I'm mainly going to be talking about like supports, stunners, and like anomaly agents. I'm not going to be talking about attack agents and rupture agents because they do not work. They don't work with these two. But this is for really people who come into the game and they're pulling for Remio. And if they happen to lose to YANAGI, they can still use Remio, right? This is for like veterans and it's for also free-to-play players. So if free-to-play players that enter the game don't have these agents, it's perfectly fine. That's why there are other substitutes for them that you can use in like the third anomaly character slot. Alright, so first I want to talk about some support. Let me talk about the sports first because this is kind of easy. I want to talk about Yuzuha first because Yuzuha is going to be on the guaranteed banner, right? And that means players who enter the game, you can use pulls to obtain that character 100%. So it's all down to luck about when you get this character or not. Wait. I really want these ads to go away, bro. I feel like I'm about to get clipped. But anyway, since Yuzuha is on the guaranteed banner and you have a chance to just get Remio if you lose to YANAGI, if you decide to keep pulling, which you're gonna have over like 300 pulls if you play the game, for like the entire time Remio's here, you can pull Yuzu. So Yuzu's really great. She's a good substitution. You don't need 3 anomalies for Remio. From what I've seen and what I've heard, you don't really need 3. You're okay with just both of them together. It's cool to lose to YANAGI now, so you have at least half a team. Yeah, but the thing is with these 3, because Yuzu's increasing YANAGI's build up, you're able to actually just proc anomalies more frequently and faster. Oh my god, please. Okay. Sorry, let me... Don't tell me it's gonna show another one. Fuck. Okay, I'm about to do this. There we go. They're blocked. Okay. Back to my main point. Oh. Okay. Back to my main point again. Because Yuzu increases build up for YANAGI, she's going to be able to prop more shocks, which gives Remio more stacks to do more damage. And she's increasing disorder damage too. Ad block. I'm too lazy to put ad block. But Yuzu's a great option, right? And what I mean by great, I don't mean best in slot, because there is no best in slot in this team. Next, we're going to talk about Rina. So if someone happens to get Rina on their 300 selector or in their 50 selector from the beginning of the game, with Rina's potential lock, she is a huge upskill for YANAGI, especially since YANAGI is going to be in the 50-50 loss pool, and she's really good, like really good. from most of the time, if you're a veteran player, you should have M1 or at least have M1. Rina is really good with YANAGI now. The buff, I can't say too much about it, but the buff is really good if you see other CCs talk about it. I'm gonna put her in a decent category because Yuzu actually does more damage, but to be fair, they're both like the same amount of strength when it comes to like score-wise. But if you have more mind skips like Yuzu, she's definitely gonna be better. But she's like a decent to great option. In my opinion, I think she's great. But for like newer players, she's just gonna be decent because she does need her signature. Next, who else? Oh, Trigger. So since Trigger is going to be a part of the free selector for new players and everyone just to select, some people might be tempted to get Trigger for YANAGI. Now, for YANAGI, I think she's an okay option, but with Remiel, she's not great. Even with Sig and even with M1, because she desaturates YANAGI's anomaly, which hurts Remiel's damage. It's just not worth it. Especially if you get my skates with Remiel, it kind of conflicts with Trigger. She is not a good option. Let's talk about Qingyi. Some people might have Qingyi already. Again, I think she's just not as great. She's in the same category as Trigger. She takes too much field time away from YANAGI to give sacks for Remiel. My bitch is saying non-triple anomaly was pretty great, but Brit as far as a big gap, but that was with other anomalies. So is Rina Nagi Rem good? Yeah, it's decent enough. Like if you have like Yuzu M0 or Rina like M1, Rina might slightly perform better, but once you have Mindscapes or a Sig on Yuzu, she's performs better than Rina. But with Qingyi, I got distracted. But with Qingyi, she suffers from taking too much field time from YANAGI. If she suffers, and I'm only talking about notable stunners now. That's possibility of helping them. Where's Nongwong? Where's the gremlin? Oh, there she is. She's not Sasuna. Okay, Nongwong. Now, depending on the boss, Nongwong, she could be really good with Remiel and Nagi, right? I'll just put them in here. So she can be potentially good because she stuns really fast. I'm rating Yanagi at M0 and Remiel M0. Because you stun really fast, you might not have enough like time to get enough anomalies for Remiel in the stun. So depending on the boss, if they take a lot of days, which some bosses do, it could potentially be difficult for you to get Remiel stacks. But I will say she's a decent option. I think Yuzu's just a bit stronger because you could get more anomalies quicker and they do more damage than normal. That could uplift YANAGI, or do you think they will have another electric anomaly that can uplift YANAGI, or what would you want them to do? What do you mean? Like, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Was there any other? Oh, Lycon. Yeah, I get. Yeah, we could talk about Lycon too. I think Lycon is decent too, just because he has the anomaly tag as well. He's also a standard bender character, so you could lose to him, and he could play pseudo off field, so he doesn't demand that much on field time compared to like Qingyi, right? He doesn't desaturate anomaly either. You can build him to have like pseudo anomaly too, since he doesn't need any crit stats in his gameplay to like hit certain thresholds, and the stun damage multiplier is pretty good. So Lycon's like a decent option, but I will say Rina is still better in that sense. That you have overuses the high build-up herself as a different novel, which helps Remil stacks more. That is true. But like I said, if you don't control like when you proc your anomalies, like ideally with Remil you want to proc anomalies in stun to make Remil's damage higher. But that's just me. It's like how Valina upgrade Primea. Oh, we could, but I don't think it's this season. I think season 4 they'll do that. But I would say Lycon's a good alternative to Rina and Nangwa. I think who else? I think that was it. These are just NPCs. Oh, right. Astra. I'm gonna be for real. Astra is not the greatest. She's like mediocre at best. Like if we get season 1 bosses, sure. But the issue with the real issue with this team is just that you don't have any double defensive assists, so you can't defensive assists against certain bosses because only Yanagi's on field. Now it's funny to get quick assists to like I guess build more anomaly, but I don't think it's a good team. But I would say she's slightly better than Chingy and Trigger just because she has buffs. The most scuffed hard locking combination in this game. It is pretty funny because once Remil's in the air, you can't defensive assist with her. And Astra can't defensive assist either. So can receive the quick assist from Astra? Nope, she can't. Once she's in air mode, she can't. So no, Sakaku. Who else? I'm just want to make sure. Oh, Zhao, right. Zhao. I will say she's in the mediocre category too. Even though she does have Anomaly as her tag, and she buffs attack, she doesn't provide anything that like Remil or Yanagi wants. So she's just kind of being like a better Astra, right? Actually, she is just a better Astra, but you get defensive assist. Well, Yanagi, Valina, Remil. I'm doing stunners and supports first before I go to the anomaly agents. But Zhao's like she's just better Astra, but she doesn't provide much for both of them other than just attack, right? And at that moment, you rather just use Rina if you know the potential unlock with her buffs, and like Nangwa and Lycon over her. She still can use Kaboom and gives less attack. That's also true. But I would say she at least can defensive assist. And not brick your Remio rotations. I mean, she could slightly still brick it if she's charging, but it's not as bad as Astra. Oh right. I was talking about Suna. So Suna with Remio and Yanagi, to be honest, I haven't thought of much of it. Like, the reason why you will play Suna in this team is for the stun damage multiplier, but you don't have any attack agents or AOD members, so your stun damage multiplier is gone. But the only caveat I will say to having Suna is if you have M2. But even so, I don't think it's worth removing Suna from like other teams just to put her with Yanagi and Remio. At least she has days, but I wouldn't say Suna is like a good pick, right? I think she's better than like these two when it comes to like buffing, because she can do some damage, but like none of them procs the Ether Veil to keep up her sex. Nicole's a decent free to play option though. We could talk about Nicole. Nicole, she is a nice, decent free to play option. I think she's just going to be, I mean, even with the defense tread, I think she's just going to be decent. Like a highly skilled Nicole player can make this scene work. And she is free, but that's just because of her defense tread. And she has some decent anomaly build, I'm not gonna lie. So you could make it work. But again, I think she doesn't provide enough for... Actually, I can't say that. I think she's decent enough. Like, she isn't better than Rina or like having Lycon or Nongguang, because Nongguang's actually like, she's basically an anomaly character, but as a stunner. Negative uptime with Remiel. That, well, I'm not sure unless we get info on like, does the anomaly damage during defense shred count for Remiel stacks? If it does, then Nicole's great. If it doesn't, then Nicole isn't that synergistic with them. Because what Remiel does, from what the trailer says, or you know what Hoyo told us, she takes a stack of anomaly damage dealt, and then she holds it in, and then when you switch into her, she bursts the damage whenever you want to. So I'm pretty sure it doesn't work like that. Like if you do the defense shred while you proc an anomaly like with YANAGI, and then Remiel takes that, I don't think it works like that, but who knows? I could be wrong. What about Sissia for electric damage bonus? No. Just no. Hey, Bones. No. Sissia is awful. If you played her even as like an EX bot, she does worse than Trigger. No, it doesn't. I mean, I don't think it affects Remiel anyway. Unless you just have her on field in your team and do absolutely nothing with her. Like, no. It's just based on the, so it actively adjusts. Yeah, unless, you know, we find some Nicole tech, I'll put her in mediocre for now, but I feel like there's gonna be a Nicole tech where you do like her quarter circle, like cancel to shoot it up in the air, then you switch to Remiel, right? I feel like that might be possible to have it up even longer. I'm just gonna put her in mediocre for the moment until we get more tech, right? But Sissia's a big no. No. Is Seth better than, at least not good at least? Seth, that's also true. Where's the drink himself? I said, where's the drink his Seth? Where's the drink himself, Seth? So, Seth, unfortunately, I think he's just mediocre at best. His buffs are not enough. Unless you have, like, Mindscapes on both YANAGI, his Mindscapes, I mean, he is just not enough to output the damage that you want to seek, even as a free-to-play player. Granted, he does get a small boon with Caesar being in the 50-50 loss pool, because now people can get her signature W engine and put it on Seth for more days. But Seth just doesn't provide enough buffs. I don't think he's worse than Astra. Actually, yeah, he might be just worse than Astra because he doesn't provide enough buffs, so that's not his fault. Yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. Chocobo? Yeah, Chocobo. Like, when it comes down to it, like, if people can figure out a way to make it work, that's fine with me. Who else we have? Oh yeah, we have Hmm. I mean, I can't even lie. I think Caesar's pretty. I think she's better than Seth. Now, hear me out. Because she's being added to the 50-50 loss pool, at least you get defensive assists with Seth. But Astra buffs more. Like, her buffs actually matter a lot more to Yanagi. Like, the AP is nice, but Astra having stronger buffs than Seth, even with the res, the build-up res, I think it's just better to just have the raw attack, even though she doesn't have defensive assist. But on to Caesar, she got added to the 50 loss pool, and I think that is really good because people can get M1 and M2 and more opportunities to get her SIG. And I think she starts to become decent at M2. Well, not decent, mediocre at M2. Like at M0, I think she's pretty, like, not, I don't think she's actually, maybe there should be a tier for them because, like, they both have, like, the same issue. But I will say Caesar is really comfy for M0 Nagi. So I'll put Seth in, like, not great. I'll put her at the bottom of mediocre. Because Seth actually has synergy. He's just not strong enough. Caesar has that shield, which is really good for M0 Yanagi players. And she has an attack buff, which it increases Yanagi's damage, though. For Remio plus Anomaly, I feel like Caesar has full uptime with her attack because they have no reason to quick swap. That, and also she can, she gives, her signature gives days to both Yanagi and Remio, which I can't say now, but Remio cares about that, about this, the buff that Caesar gets from her SIG. Oh, Sakaku. Someone says Sakaku? As much as I would like it to have it, I don't think it's a good team. Like, she... Actually, you could probably build her with Freedom Blues. But again, I think she's just not great. Like, she's more of a meme option, honestly. Provide anything major? She provides attack, and her M1 and M2 like provide like defense shred. But I think the most impactful thing about Caesar is that, like, people sleep on it, but Caesar's shield does matter in cases. Like, for characters that are on field for like most of the fight, sure, you can avoid attacks with Yanagi or just have M1, but it's so comfy to just button mash. It's so comfy for a new player to just sit there and button mash. It doesn't matter. Once you have the shield up with Caesar, you can just button mash to do everything you want. Seth is at least anomaly adjacent. That's true, but Caesar just has better buffs. Like, for what Shock is mainly based off attack in AP. Seth gives the AP, but Caesar gives more attack than what Seth gives in AP. It does boost Yanagi's damage, but Shock is what Remio's looking at. So Caesar will provide more. but also she has the benefit of having like stronger mindscapes because people are going to lose to Caesar and they're going to get M1 or M2. That's the only reason why. Like, I want to put Seth in mediocre, but I don't think he's as good as Caesar. Caesar just needs a little bit more. I mean, not Caesar. Seth needs a little bit more. Okay. I feel like, is that everyone? Like, all the DP, no, all the supports and stunners. Monotone. Oh, Lucy. Lucy doesn't get her additional, which doesn't matter. Well, she... I mean... I can't even really put Lucy here because we have Nicole. Is she better than Seth though? Nah, I still think like Seth is a bit better. Yeah, her additional ability just makes her Boris crit, which doesn't affect it. Like, the only thing is if like her buildup was faster to Seth's, because she has something in her additional ability, not additional ability, in her main kit that increases her anomaly buildup, but it's not worth it, right? Like Seth has like, I don't know. Like they're both kind of equal. Like if someone, I don't play Lucy, but I know Lucy is good from like low cost clears. I know Lucy has been very good for since the beginning of the game. So they're both probably equal. Who else? I want to say I think that's it, unless I'm missing something. Like characters that act like supports that actually work with the team before we get to DPSs. Oh, Ambi. No, she's like right there with Chingy. She takes too much field time. She doesn't provide enough. Even if it is energy from chain attacks, you're hardly going to be using them in stun. Rina Valina, because Rina extends shock in the duration of anomalies is a factor to Vortex's equation. I know. I heard of the synergy. It is good. Is that Rina herself isn't very strong right now until we get her potential unlocked. Yeah, let me switch the song. Okay, cool. All right. I think that's everyone. These are all DPSs and like some few characters. Yeah, that's a DPS. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Now, let's get to the actual part people have been waiting for, the DPSs that actually matter. Who's the third slot? That's gonna be good for you. So, I want to get some out of the way. Let's talk about Arya, Team Pink. Honestly, I don't think this team is very good, even though they're all pink. It's for the simple fact that Arya takes a lot of field time. She has great anomaly buildup, don't get me wrong. Unless you play her like a burst anomaly, it could work. But Remyo, Yanagi don't do anything that Arya wants. Granted, excuse me. Granted, Arya's additional ability can increase the duration of corruption, which is basically like what Rina does, but for herself. But can also give Yanagi time to proc a disorder. So that's something that she does have over Vivian. Unless someone's like an Arya god, I don't think she's very good. I think she's like in a decent category because she does have good anomaly damage and she has good numbers, in my personal opinion. She was crept and destroyed by Yusu's massive buildup, which is true for most of good enough alternative though. Yeah. Next, Permea. I've never played Permea. I tried to play Permea. I don't really understand how she works. I have friends that main Permea. I know she's really good. And for what they told me between just without Remyo, right? If we remove Remyo, Yanagi and Permea do not really work that well together just because they want two different things. Sure, Permea can get her resources from Disorder, but she's providing nothing to Yanagi. So, even with Remuel, I think Promea will prefer other anomaly options. So, I'm gonna put her like in the not great. Like Arya has a couple things that can make her like really good because she has like the build up like in her base kit, and she has the corruption extension to increase disorder damage and her own damage for Remuel, but Promea just doesn't. Yeah, I'll put her next to Sissy. Promea's a Bloom DPS first and foremost. Yeah, but we're going over all anomalies, so people can know like what anomalies work well with these two. Next, Grace. I've been trying to make Grace Yanagi work before Rebuel. This does not help it at all. The issue, and I've said it before, the issue with Yanagi and Grace is that the moment Grace does any electric attribute, it instantly desaturates Yanagi's disorder damage. Even if they have the same AP and the same stats, it will always desaturate it. Even with a potential lock, even with M2, even with M6 Nagi, it just doesn't work. Also, Grace, her it's in her additional. Her shock damage has a cooldown. So even if you repeat a shock, you have to wait after another shock. This doesn't happen with Valina because it gets wiped out because shock can't exist. But with this team, you're gonna face that problem. You're better off just using either one of them separately. So I'm just gonna put her like where Promea and Sissia is. I just don't think she's a good partner. What's the next anomaly? Piper. So I haven't seen much of Piper. Like I did do a clear like a long time ago. Can I recommend you some songs? Sure. After I finish this list, I don't mind. So with Piper, I think she's okay. Like if you remove like Yanagi, she's really good with Remuel. But for this team, I think she has enough anomaly buildup if you have Alice's Sig to give her that builder that she needs. But without it, I don't think she's that good. She might be decent, but you're kind of tight on time. So I'm gonna put her in like the mediocre category, but as a DPS. I don't think she's better than them as supports, but this is just where Piper is for right now. I think she's a mediocre option for them if you don't have anyone else. Again, I would rather just use Lycon, Rina, or even Yuzu in this team rather than going with Piper, unless you really want to. Next, Jane. Honestly, in 1.0, like Yanagi and Jane did work together, but that's because the game was much slower. That he was able to actually use them. Jane and Yanagi have two different teams, and they would rather be a part of those teams than each other. They're both kind of selfish when playing together because they both want to deal damage. And Jane has way more benefits to running with other anomaly agents and supports Yanagi, even if you are boosting disorder damage. She's gonna go right next to Piper. This is M0 and with potential. I can't explain the potential, but she's equal with Piper. She's just not that great. Let me see if I'm missing. Nope. Okay. Bernice. I'm just gonna say I think Bernice is great. she's really good with Yanagi and Remyo. She has a 3-second burn ascension like Arya, but on top of her potential lock, she can manage her resources really well. You don't have to bring her on field that much, albeit Remyo does eat her gauge pretty fast, but that's a good thing because that means you can proc more anomalies and do more damage. People can stack her Sig in this shop, meaning that they can get more damage. Some people might already have M1 or M2 Bernice, which is really good. I think Bernice is just really good. Like, for an anomaly agent, like, she's not the strongest option, but if you have a Bernice, you get Yanagi, this team is serviceable. It's really good. Too much on-field anomaly DPS, while off-field like Vivi and Bernice are most probably forgotten about slightly. Well, we'll get to them, but that's not the case for all of them. Because Yanagi can be played as a sub DPS or a main DPS. These are just different team options you could do for these two. That's Ellen. Miyabi. As someone who I do not like playing Miyabi and Yanagi together, but I will say the synergy between Miyabi and Yanagi, good. The synergy between Miyabi and Remyo, I mean, to people who have seen clears with Miyabi and Remyo through leaks, you know the substats that she had are pretty insane and like not really realistic. They're very high and very unrealistic for the average player to obtain. Granted, it is a cool team concept, I'm not gonna lie, but I think Miyabi, like personally, other than her the build up in her frost lasting longer than most anomalies other than wind, she doesn't provide enough for Yanagi to be worth it. But I would say she's a decent option as a DPS. She's not great, but she's decent. Yanagi and Remyo, can't wait. I'm just talking about all the different characters that can work with these two. But for Miyabi, yeah. It's characters that work really good with both of them in the team. Now if you have like an M2 Miyabi or something, of course you're gonna make the team work, but this is M0. Most of them are M0. Some are unique cases because like you could lose to more Caesars, right? You can get Rina from your 50 loss pool. You could get Yuzu, right? Who else? Vivian. You know how people slander Hugo? Like, I'm cool with Hugo. I don't really slander Hugo. I love to slander Vivian though. Vivian is not bad. There are people who like playing Yanagi and Vivian together. I'm one of the people who like playing Miyabi and Vivian together. But Vivian is like in a case of Bernice, where she does what kind of Yanagi wants, to stay off field and to provide anomalies for Remyo. It might feel Vivian is better at certain matchups than Bernice, but I think, me personally, Bernice is more comfortable. I'll say Vivian is my bias is saying decent, but in reality, she's gonna be great for people. You're saying M0 Miyabi won't work? No. I'm saying because Miyabi and how you build her, I should elaborate that further. Miyabi, she mostly is built for crit and crit damage, which she doesn't have a lot of AP, which Remyo looks for anomaly triggers and stores that. Your damage is going to be severely less with Remyo because Miyabi isn't built with AP. And if you do build for AP, you're losing crit damage, which Miyabi likes, right? So it's a balance between if you want Remyo to have more damage or Miyabi to have more damage. And that's why I put her in decent. Because Yanagi doesn't have to think about it. I'm only AP. But Miyabi has to think between, do I want to be a crit or like actual anomaly agent? And most players do, I'm telling you, most players do not have a single AP build for Miyabi. So that's why I put her decent. Miyabi's strong, but I'm being realistic here. I don't think people will try it and see Remio's damage be low, so they won't do that. The best counterpoint is Miyabi is stronger than Yanagi, so the team will deal more damage. So also Miyabi has AP builds. That's true. Miyabi does have AP builds, but realistically, most people who pulled Miyabi had one build for her, and they're not going to start building AP Miyabi when they could just use Nongguang and Yuzuha in the same team and just not worry about using Yanagi with Remio, when Yanagi has other options like them and like Rina. That's all I'm trying to say. I have an AP build for Miyabi. Cool, cool. I'm glad people are trying it though. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Oh, Valina. Where is she? Right here. Okay, Valina. Now, I'm gonna say Bernice is not that good. She's pretty good. She's pretty good. I will say she's pretty good in this team. All right, so for Valina, she's gonna just be a great option. For right now, she's in her win shield because we're gonna get win bosses, so she's gonna work well. She also is a really good synergy with Remio that's like really top tier. Because Valina has days and Remio can also influence that. They can get faster stuns. The issue is that Yanagi's disorder damage is going to be lower, but for what people have been doing it with M0 with Valina, Yuzu, Yanagi, they've just been running Freedom Blues. You're still running the same build. You're just replacing one character for a character that does damage. So Valina is still a good option. What else? I see Alice here, but I'm making sure. Yeah, I think it's only Alice left. Is the weakest anomaly agent in the game. I mean, Valina is for anomaly agents that spam anomalies, right? Like, where is she? Like Grace, Piper, Jane. Where did Jane go? Oh, Jane's right here. Jane. Like she's meant for the characters that want to spam anomalies. Yanagi does too, but she wants to time her anomalies. She's more of a burst DPS. Same for like Miyabi, sort of. She's not like sustained like everyone else, right? So I wouldn't say because like Valina is Valina's strong for her own reasons, but just because she doesn't like disorder doesn't work that well with Yanagi doesn't mean sorry, because when doesn't work well with disorder doesn't mean Yanagi's bad with Valina. Like, I think she's all right with Valina personally. She's not the best, but she's the best right now because of Shill. All right, now let's try to close this. So we have Alice. Honestly, a lot of people won't be surprised. I think she's probably one of the better anomaly agents for Yanagi. I'm not gonna say why. It has nothing to do with my escapes. It's just Alice's base kit. If you ever seen like Alice gameplay with Remio, you know what I'm talking about. And because of that interaction, you can turbo what Actually, no. It's not really hidden. Because Remio wants anomalies, Alice putting a polarized assault on an enemy counts as an anomaly. So you're getting more stacks faster than like other teams. And because you're implanting an anomaly on an enemy, YANAGI can just use that. So because she has the ability to implant an anomaly, YANAGI doesn't have to rush every other time to get a disorder. So M2 YANAGI Arena if Belina can't work. It does work. It does work. I'm not saying it can't work. I'm just saying because I'm saying because player disorder doesn't have a strong multiplier with wind, and YANAGI's already a portion of that, is not going to be as strong. But it's still good because Vortex makes up for it. But I think Grace is at least mediocre with YANAGI. I beg to differ. I have a saying low build-up proc, so Belina does it instantly. Yeah. But I will say with Alice, because YANAGI's triggering polarity disorders, you're charging her thing faster. It's the same as Miyabi. But Alice can just build full AP without losing anything in her kit. Miyabi has to choose, like I said before. But also the rotations are like really clean. You do anomalies in stun, it get all the damage, it still have enough because how fast you can cycle through anomalies with both of them. Like I think a year ago I showed YANAGI with Alice and Yuzu, and also with I think Seth too. No, that was Seth with Yuzu. But both of them is really good together. But now they have someone that can dish damage in between the moments they need to refill. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So again, this is just my opinion. Don't take it for gospel. This is just how I feel and what I've seen from testing with both Remio and YANAGI. Again, like I think Miyabi could be great if, you know, people figure out a way how to make a solid build that doesn't like cripple her own kit to benefit Remio, right? Because that's not the goal. We don't need characters to change what they're already doing to fit something else. Again, Suna could come up with like Mindscapes. Caesar, you know, if someone's like a really cracked Caesar, a good gameplay, she can always come up. These characters, I'm not entirely too sure. Maybe if Trigger had more Mindscapes and like her Sig had like more refinements. Sissy is just a no. Like, don't try Sissy. Do not try Sissy. But yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it here for the, I guess, a tier list separation thing. How fast? Oh yeah, I already read that. There's something else I want to talk about too. Like, I can't really talk too much about Remio though until the server comes out. Well, they have it. I just gotta wait for the videos to come out. There's something else I want to talk about Remio too. Ooh, excuse me. My voice is cracking. Okay, let me change the song. I know y'all annoyed at this song. Hold on. Alright. Oh, I guess what I could talk about. Oh wait, let me stop the recording. Okay. Okay, cool. I guess what we get, let's go to Pride one. No. Okay. Actually, yeah, let me go to Pride one. Yeah, let's bring in Yanagi. Okay, that's this for extra stuff. Okay. Okay. Actually, let me change the music. I need some like some lo-fi that isn't copyrighted. You know what? I'm a copy. Hold on. What was it called? What was the song called? the Cafe LeBlanc theme. Actually, hold on. No. The Jazz Club. Let's do that one. Game. Okay. Oh, it's No More What Ifs. No, that's not it. Here we go. Okay. Okay. All right, so so we got an info, well not info, but it was in a live stream of 3.1 that, you know, they're gonna add characters into the overall 50/50 loss pool for limited banners. So you cannot pull them on a standard banner, and I'm not sure if you can get it from the shop or not, but we'll have to see when 3.1 drops. But what I've been seeing on the internet, mainly Twitter, I'll be so honest, that a lot of people feel like that Yanagi isn't up to snuff, or like she's just kind of bad. Ignore the clown, whatever the clown says. Are you still using Thundermill or anything else? Because I saw that Shock Proc is not maintainable in Remule teams. I did hear about that. No, because it only affects the wearer's attack. They would have announced it in the shop for the whales. Yeah, it would have been in the shop. They would have told us, but I don't think that we're gonna get that. But I want to talk about some things about Yanagi before she actually like arrives at 3.1 as a 50/50 loss option. I want to say I don't have any like you can see on Pride One, like you can literally look at Pride One to see their data. Is that M6? That's M5. This is M5. It's not M6. It's locked. Yeah, let me go back to Pride One. Like, yeah, if we look back like at DA, right? This is Shiyu, right? 2.9. It's pretty low, but she's still doing pretty well out of some limited agents, right? At DA 2.9. I guess she's still doing pretty well out of some limited agents. Like these are like the most popular, more popular used agents. But also this DA cycle, it does have Pompeii, so she's gonna have some electric resistance, right? But I would say like throughout, let me go back. I'll say throughout all of like pretty much since she released, she's been a decent agent. Like there's always been a clear. Oh, I'm blocking it. Yeah, it's M5. There's always been like a decent clear at like lower investment, because most people I've seen will clears that aren't like whales or like people who like hyper invested into her, they're all M0 or like M1, and they've been clearing since day one. So this agent isn't bad, and she's been keeping up really well since her release. I think like the issue that people might be having is that because she's added to the pool, that must mean that she's weak, right? Which I'm not gonna say she's weak. I think she just doesn't have many favorable anomaly agents like at the moment, like as we speak. Not in 3.1, as we speak. Because she can still work with characters like Vivian, right? Bernice, and she can still work with Grace. Like, she has options. But what we've been getting is content and agents that are Bloom focused, which I talked about that in like 2 videos. One of the Fall of Disorder, and the other is the Rise of a Bloom, right? Because how the devs have been changing the game to be more Bloom focused. I think Anomaly Power Creep was very aggressive across the 4 patches, to be honest. I guess I think there was a shifting of focus away from Disorder, because Disorder as a mechanic, it's still very strong. Because you gain decibels faster by doing a Disorder, you're gonna build up a lot of decibels to do more ultimates. So the erasure of Disorder needs to be studied. And I already made a video, Fall of Disorder in Bloom replacing Disorder. I made 2 videos on that on why it happened. And it's not, I don't think it's like, I know I like to meme it's it's like it's Miyabi's fault, but I don't think it's her fault. I think it's just because Disorder as a mechanic is just really powerful, and because it's so powerful, they can't allow it to be like a Bloom. Because imagine every time you bloomed, you got decibels. That's basically what Disorder is, but it's much slower. The only meaningful agent who directly interacts with it. Are you not looking at her? This is the first agent that literally abused it. Like, if you remove Yanagi from Miyabi since like this is 1.4, she wouldn't have many options. Yanagi was literally the driver and gave her extra decibels because of that. I don't think Disorder itself is OP, but it is though. A Bloom scales off of whatever attribute anomaly you have on the target or the enemy. And once you proc a Bloom, it does it's a percentage of damage. Disorder could technically do more in some cases. It's just not now because the Disorder focused agents aren't stronger. They're just weaker now. And Yanagi got power crept by her daughter for Miyabi. Miyabi. No, like Yanagi got power crept in the sense of damage, but not utility. Like, she's still very strong in the teams that she has, right? Like, you could check someone like Omega. Like, he's been playing Yanagi ever since she came out, and he's still getting clears. He doesn't have like the most busted investment ever, right? So like when it comes to why, well, I already explained why Disorder is stuff. I already explained that. But I think when it comes to like how strong she is like at M0 with like free to play options like Fusion Compiler, Weeping Gemini, even like not lip gloss. I don't know about Gourmet, but like literally just Weeping Gemini, she's still very strong and she's still very flexible. Even as a main DPS, people are still clearing with her. There's people in my Discord server that are still clearing with her at M0 or M1. because she's still a very decent and good DPS. Well, not great, but she's still a decent DPS. And when she does become free, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be looking at my escapes. So I can talk about them right now. I will be making a guide for YANAGI, but it's going to be different from a normal guide. For my sake, one, I'm just going to simplify it. If let the anomaly, you're going to get a buff that stacks 3 times. We have one of these buffs, these stacks, the clarity, you get 80 AP. And if you get hit, you're invincible for like 1 second. But in actuality, it's like you're invincible almost all the time because you proc so many anomalies. M2. You increase your build up for your EX attack from the thrust. This is really important because M2 is not just all this. It's also the thrust because you get more anomaly build up. Then, for each thrust that you do, you know, in the videos that I do or clears, I thrust multiple times. If you thrust up to 3 times, you're gonna increase your polarity disorder damage. So originally, if I get this right, she does like, is her EX? She does 15% of the original disorder damage. I'm watching at the right time with the background art. Hey bros, welcome. Just got from getting clears at exceeding. But they stop exceeding and the average player stops clearing. Yeah, but this is why I'm gonna explain. I wanna explain. Shirley does 15% of the original disorder damage. 15% is abysmally low. Even with her core passive increase in disorder damage, only 15% is really low. Even her ultimate is 15%. It's very low. So when we look at our M2, go down to, you're gonna increase it. The original disorder damage is gonna be by 20% flat. Then for each thrust, you're gonna increase it by 15%. So that's an extra 30. So you're gonna do 50%. Yeah, you're gonna do 50% at M2. That's half of the original disorder, which is really good for main DPS YANAGI. Because once you get M2, you can start moving away from dual anomaly. You can do stuff like Hypershock with Rina and Yuzuha, right? And when we get Remiel, oh, she has 4. I didn't know that. When we get Remiel, it increases Remiel's damage too, because you're able to proc shock more frequently because of the M2, right? Because everyone thinks of M2 as like, oh, it's just a damage increase. No, this part right here, the electric buildup, is so important for her because she doesn't have much electric buildup in her kit other than her additional ability, which is not very good, by the way. Her M3, people will skip over this, right? Because you increase your basics and stuff. That's not the point. It's your special attack and your ultimate. So if we go to let me go to Pride 1. If we go to her stats, her kit. Yeah, okay, so if we go to special. Hello? Okay. Where's the AP cost? Does it change up there? Ah, yeah, okay. Now, at 12, you see it's 3,200, right? At multiplier 12. When you get M3, I think it bumps up 2, right? So it's 14. 3,650. She's getting more damage from her polarity disorder with M3. Where's Ellis? Sorry if I feel, sorry if this is all over the place. Yeah, so this number right here, this is 4,000 because I'm M5. But this will be 3,665. That scales off of your AP because she's looking at your AP. She's looking at her own AP. And she's taking that. So M3 is really important for her EX and her ultimate. I just noticed in her kit, she actually gets an AP modifier. Yep, Chocobo. I'm sorry. Hello, Yanagi YouTuber. Hello, sorry. I was explaining something. Next. M3 is really important. So if you get her M3, you get the nice title card. But you also increase her damage. M4. Well, Yanagi inflicts a attribute anomaly on enemy. They suffer the exposed effect. Lasts for 15 seconds. Enemies under exposed effect will have their pen ratio increased by 16%. People say this Mindscape is bad. It seems bad on paper, right? Because it's only 16%. But let's look at the context of what Yanagi can do, right? She gets where is it? It's in her yeah. She gets 10% pen ratio base kit. Right? You can put pen on disc 5, right? So it's 24, so it's 34. You can put 2-piece pen, right, with that. Let me get my calculator. I can't quick math. 10 plus 24 plus 8. You got 45% pen. With M4, you could add 16, right? Yeah, 16. She's at 61% pen ratio. 61. If you put the 2-piece pen. If not, just remove it by 8. And you get 53 pen. What are your thoughts on Yanagi becoming a scanner? I'll talk about it later. Does it add like pen for a buff for an enemy while attacking an enemy? Elaborate. I'm sorry. Exactly 100 with M1 Reno, right? It's actually it can actually be more. We can actually go to combat right now. This is fine because I can show you guys in the video. Where is Rena? There we go. All right. I mean, does it work for allies? Yes. Her M4 works for everyone. It's a debuff. It's a debuff to the enemy. So as long as you put an anomaly with Yanagi, they're going to get a debuff of 16% pen ratio. You are correct, Chocobo. That's why I think her M4 is not bad, as people say. So if we look at the detailed stats, Yanagi has 24% pen ratio. Rena didn't do anything yet. Detailed stats. 34. Let's go to Rena. First, let's check her details, so you guys know. Yeah, she has 74 point. Wait, what? Did I take something off her? No, she has the max pen. That's R5 Cradle, but that doesn't matter. Her M1 increases her pen ratio. We're gonna see. But this is a max pen you can get with M1 Rena. Cradle doesn't matter. So now it's at 48.5, right? So it was 34 before. 48.5 plus. Oh, no, 24. She's at 72. Yeah, it's like 38.6 pen ratio that she will give. But right now, I haven't even done an anomaly on anything. This is even with 2-piece puffer. This is just what M1 Rena with her Sig. You're getting 72.5% pen ratio. You're already ignoring half of the defense of an enemy. Just with these two, because of what they already do. Now, let's put an anomaly. And then let me EX to repuff it. So now it's under an anomaly, right? Because of Yanagi's M4. We're gonna add 16%. It's gonna be 88.5. That's almost 100% pen. That's almost 100% pen. So, and this works with Rena, like anyone on your team, as long as she puts an anomaly, they're going to get the pen buff, the 16%. Because she stacks pen and extension of shock increases disorder damage. Correct. Because Rena, hold on. Yeah, let's go to Rena. And this is fine too. We can talk about Rena too, because I've used Rena since day one. Since Rena extends shock by 3 seconds, that gives Yanagi's polarity disorder more damage, and also she's increasing electric damage by 10%, which is really good too. Because Yanagi, for some reason, benefits so much from electric damage, because she just doesn't have it in her kit. Well, she doesn't have much of it in her kit, other than Chaos Jazz. It's good as Astral with potential unlock. So when people say like her M4 is like bad, it's not that bad. Imagine you getting nearly like more than half of a pen ratio dis 5. Yeah, you're right, Chocobo. Like, this Mindscape is really good, in my opinion. Team damage wise, it's really good because this makes her a support. I did do a stupid video, like, again last year, of using Yanagi as a support with Haramasa and Seed. Do not do that. Her M5, where is it? Okay, Other Mother. Again, these get increased. If we look at her skills, it's 4,100 AP. Same for the ult, 4,100. On top of the pen buff you're giving. That's a lot. Throw 20% of Bernice and you have Rupture Yanagi. You can basically get Rupture Yanagi just by putting, oh, well, you put Fusion Compiler on, but you get what I mean. Obviously, Epic M2 Bernie Synergy. Like, it's... Her M4 is good. To me, at least. But her M5 increases her damage, which is really important. Her M6. So, her EX from the Shirabanto state, right? Because you put the... Wait, hold on. After the thrust... The duration, okay. No, it gives the debuff to herself, right? And she buffs herself. It's for 30 seconds to 15. That's massive because you don't have to keep using EX every 15 seconds. The EX special damage is, don't worry about that, that's ass. She doesn't do anything. And the maximum number of times you can get from her M2 is increased to 4. And your energy's halved. So, if we look at M2, remember you get up to 50. I'm at 50, right? And that was 3 thrusts. Now you have to do 5 thrusts to increase by another 30. You're getting 80% of the original disorder. If you have, what she halves the energy, so you're able to do that. Like, if you see any M6 Nagi like kills, right? Like they're all usually using M2 Yuzu or some form of M2 Yuzu or M2 Nongguang. But because of Yuzu's increasing the damage, she's doing way more damage. And Yuzu's providing her energy, which gives her enough to do her M6. What's the best set for her as hyper carry with Valina? Freedom Blues. Because you, even with M6, Freedom Blues still gives you way more anomaly build up. But her Mindscapes, at least to me, for a 1.0 agent, it's not that bad, right? M1 is a nice quality of life. It gives you free 80 AP. Cool. M2 makes her a decent hyper carry. Right? M3 gives you the AP buff. I mean the AP percentage buff. So now the more AP you have, the more damage you're gonna do. M4, basically, she gets an increase of 16% pen ratio, so she has 26% pen ratio. And your team gets increase of 16% pen ratio. M5 is the same as M3. M6, you do a lot more damage. Ignore the EX special attack damage, that doesn't mean anything. And you don't have to EX as frequently because this is buffed from 15 seconds to 30 seconds. And if we go back to her skills, like it's 15 seconds, but this affects the disorder damage. So this is now for 30 seconds instead of 15. But now I talk about my escapes. We could talk about like, oh my god, hold on. Let me exit. I want to talk about her build first, like different builds, because she's one of the more flexible agents with different builds that matter, right? So we have Chaos Jazz. This is like her generic set. This is her generalist set. Because of the 30 AP you get, that obviously increases your disorder damage. The electric damage matters because she lacks electric damage apparently in her kit. Her EX special attack does not matter. Her assist attack does not matter. All of this does not matter. You can erase it. It's only the electric damage that matters. 4-piece Freedom Blues is good because it has the 2-piece AP, and in teams where you need Freedom Blues for the extra build-up, which is 20% is a lot. If for 8 seconds, it's fine. This is great with M2 as well. It's good for all versions of, it could be broke Yanagi to well Yanagi. Freedom Blues is really good for build-up. And also it can boost other people's attribute if you're doing something like I don't know, like trigger or something. But it's still a good generalist set for her. Like this is not her best set, it's a generalist set. Would you consider Rebby's set since it looks like you get 30 plus 50 AP? I'll go over that in a sec, which is a good question. I'm talking about 4-piece. Shiny Aria. I tested this a lot. This could be useful with Nongguang and Valina. Not Nongguang, Valina. Remy and Nongguang. If you could get multiple stuns. Because it could outbeat her generalist options. But the issue is the ether damage and all you're getting is AP. 36 AP. It's more than both of these, I think. No, it's actually less. Wait, 30, 60? No. You get 6 more AP. But you need a constantly stun. Which, again, if we get double stunner, like anomaly comps, it could be useful. But honestly, I wouldn't do it. It's a set. This is like an option. It's not something you need to actively farm. Thunder Metal. Thunder Metal is, at first I hated Thunder Metal, but Thunder Metal is actually good. it's good for it's probably better than Chaos Jazz, but it's not good for every team. It's good for Hypercarry Yanagi specifically. So teams like Yanagi, Yuzu, Arena, for example, right? You will use Thunder Metal because the enemy is mainly going to be shocked. Yanagi not going to trigger trust. Listen, I did Team Hugo a couple of times, all right? I did the Hugo team. It works with like with asterisks, but it's not the best. Need to bet from a two-piece. No, it's not worth it. Like, I would rather if you use Shiny Aria than two-piece. Thundermail is really good because actually I can teach our guys now. The electric damage is good because she likes that in her kit. And she gets 28% combat attack if the enemy's shocked. So the interesting thing about Thunder Metal, this scales with how much initial attack you have. So I can show you guys, might as well, right? So let's just put Thunder Metal on. It doesn't matter what the stats are, honestly. I have a, oh, that's a good damn Thunder Metal one. Okay, do I have a attack? I do. I'm leveling for the sake of the explanation. Holy shit. So what, M4 would that be 100% pen? Maybe. I'm not entirely too sure. Alright, so let's go to VR training. I'm just gonna do Yanagi by herself, so you guys can see. I thought this was gonna be a short stream. When did I start? And now, I mean, while I'm making a video now, this is my second video. Well, sorry, but I think it's good. Running my Yanagi build. No, Thundermel's good. All right. So her combat attack is what the? Oh, 3K, right? It's gonna take 28% of it. So she got 870, which, you know, if you know how to do math, we take it out. Oh wait, 3,108 times 0.28%. You get 870. Just simple math. Now, I'm gonna exit. I missed the M1 through M5 discussion. Now, I talked about M6 too. Don't worry, it'll be a video. How good are they? They're really good for her. Don't let people gaslight you to think they're like bad. All right, by simply replacing the attack stat, right? We have 3,482 attack. We're gonna go back, right? Before we have 3,180. I'm at 108. There we go. All right. M2 is cracked. M2 is good for hypercarry, not dual DPS, but M2 is really good, in my opinion. Okay, let's just switch. All right. You see? It's what the? Okay, it's 961 now. You get more attack for more initial attack you have with Thunder Metal, right? And if you do the math again, 3,432 times 0.28 you get 960, but it rounds it up to 1 because it's 960.96. So it's 961, right? And that's initial attack. So with Thunder Metal, it's a good set to increase your attack. Now you're probably wondering, well, why would I want to increase my attack? Like, I want more AP, right? Because she scales off AP. Well, because of how Disorder works, it takes attack and AP in factor. A shock takes more attack than AP, or at least has a greater influence than other anomalies. So the more attack you have, the more damage you're going to be doing. For Yanagi in a like mono electric team, like with Yuzu and Rina, which is why Rina is really good with Thunder Metal. Because guess what? They're shocked for longer, you do more damage, and you increase Yanagi's polarity disorder because of that. So it's a really good set if you're not playing dual anomaly with her. What's next? As a 4-piece set, Swing Jazz was like okay, you can still technically use Swing Jazz today, but this is more so for dual anomaly teams. If you want to be more supportive of your Yanagi, like if she doesn't have like the greatest substats, right? If you're playing her like a battery for Yanagi, I mean not Yanagi, Miyabi, you can use Swing Jazz. Like I've done it. Io also mentioned it years ago. It's not her, you might as well just build her for damage, but if you really want to play her support, you can. So Thunder's like permanent Hormo Arena. Yeah. I just don't know if it works with Remiel, so don't quote me on that. I think that's it. I tried 4-piece Faithins once. 4-piece Faithins. Let me see. Oh, to get the 45 AP. Nah. Just take the Chaos. Listen, just take the Chaos Jazzes. Unconditional 30 AP with free to boost 30 AP and take your 15% electric damage. What I talk about Shiny Aria? Yeah, I already talked about it. I said it's super niche. It's situations where you need to stun a lot, which we could potentially see with Nongguang and Remiel or Nongguang Valina, but I've yet to see it. And I've yet to test it. It really depends. It's super boss dependent. It's not worth you like using on her. We're getting into niche knowledge. This is the knowledge that I want to give, right? I want to give this to people because it is important for when people get this character, what to use, right? And her build changes on what ages you use. Like for 2-piece options, obviously Chaos Jazz and Freedom Blues. You use 2-piece attack if you're doing like the Thunder Metal build, right? More initial attack means more attack in combat. You could go for the pen ratio build. I made a video a while ago about using like a full rupture Yanagi with Rina to just ignore the sheer amount of defense he had, and it worked for Hayer too. What about 2-piece AM? 2-piece AM is really good, especially if you're using it with let me see. Okay, with Freedom Blues, right? Because you need the extra build up. If you need more build up, put 2-piece Freedom Blues. If you need just like, if you have Chaos Jazz but you feel like you don't have enough build up because you don't have Yanagi Sig, just put Freedom 2-piece AM from Faithins. Like she has good options. So what's the best dis set for like Nagi, Rina, and Remiel? Would it be Chaos? More testing needs to be done, because if Thunder Metal works with Remy, it's probably Thunder Metal. If not, it's probably chaos. My faith is built for non-wall. I have zero reason to build Arya set, so I never had to test it for my anomalies. It's completely fine. How much is Flat Pen? Flat Pen? She still likes it, right? So Kete did talk about this. Where is yeah, so my pen is only 9, but that's because I have pen ratio. So Flat Pen, compared to pen ratio, imagine there's 10 blocks, right? Like 10 boxes. What Flat Pen does, it removes a box, like a hard box. So instead of 10, let's think of 100. Flat Pen removed 9 boxes, like flat. It would just remove 9 boxes from their defense. Then pen ratio is a percentage. So let's say you have 10%, right? You remove 10% of the 100 boxes, so it'll be 90 boxes. I don't know which order happens first. It might be Flat Pen is after pen ratio, or vice versa. But Flat Pen is good for any DPS, especially if there's like a drive disc, right? I think I have a, okay, I like this one. So you see how this one has plus 3 AP, plus 1 attack, and flat attack, right? But this one doesn't have the attack percentage, but has pen. Sometimes you might get a drive disc set if apply laugh. Okay, thank you. Sometimes you might get a set that's like equal, right? Imagine if this was like plus 1 attack, but this was like a, it's still attack. This is attack percentage. This is like Flat Pen. Me personally, I will go for the Flat Pen just to do more damage. Depth shred, then pen ratio, then pen. Correct, yeah. What was I talking about before? It scales harder if you're a 0 defense left. Yeah. Thank you, Chocobo. Oh, I was talking about the 2 pieces. Again, 2-piece attack, 2-piece puffer electro for like pseudo rupture builds. What else? 2-piece ER. Now, if you're Omega, you just love ER for YANAGI to spam EX. I approve it because you need that ER sometimes, right? This it's the same for Chaos Jazz. I mean, not Chaos Jazz, Swing Jazz. If you like to spam more EXs with YANAGI, especially with Freedom Blues, go ahead. What else? I think that's it. Don't put any days set on her. Her days values are ass. I think that's it. Oh, yeah. Don't do Dawn's Bloom Eater. It's bad. I tried as a meme. How much worse is Fusion compared to Synerger? Like, are we comparing M0? Because I was gonna get to this. Well, I talked about the 6 a little bit. I could go more in depth. She crazy my pen using Rena. Yep. Like at phase 0, Time Weaver's better, but like at phase 3, actually, let me talk about this too. Let me equip it. Wait, what? Sorry, I'd rather explain it out because it's gonna be important for people who actually do. What me, bro? Miyabi. I was memeing with Miyabi. Take this shit off. No. Just wear this. Replace. There we go. Don't listen to Wasp. Don't run in past 6 on Nagi. Doesn't mean you can get too high like my Orphe Nicole. Yeah, the cap for pen ratio is 100%. So anything after 100% is worthless. That's all. Why are you gatekeeping a secret tech of Soul Rock? Okay, bro. We ain't doing Soul Rock. Let me go to VR. But this is something for people who have M2 Yanagi. This is very important. Man, my record's gonna be long as hell. Can't she ignore 96%? Yes, she can. She can. You can ignore 100% with Rena. Let him cook. No, Wasp. All right. So, if we know what? No. Okay, can we read Fusion Compiler? Of course not. Fuck. So Fusion, whenever you use an EX special or EX special attack, like this, you get AP. It has to hit enemy, I think. No. You get AP. See? Oh, sorry. You get AP, and it can stack up to 3 times. But they're only last for 8 seconds, and it goes away. They all have separate timers. But the cool thing about Nagi, well, you get M2, you can get all 3 stacks in one burst. It's 110 because of it's because of her, I think. Actually, no, it's not. I phase 3. Where is? Let me go to builds. Fusion. I phase 3. So yeah. So each time I use an EX special attack, it increases a stack. So if I use it 3 times, times 3, what the? Not plus 3. Yeah, I get 1,111 AP. Yeah. If you try to use it, must DPS, and Cockler says, please don't. But yeah, you get 111 AP. 9 plus 21. But Nagi can get all 3 in one go. This is why Fusion is like really good for this is why Fusion is good at higher refinements. But not only that, if we go back, you see the combat attack at phase 3 is increased by 18%. This is in combat, not initial. So remember what we talked about with Thunder Metal? If you want, you can combine Fusion with Thunder Metal, and with M2 Yanagi, you're going to get a lot of attack and a lot of AP. This is why at higher refinements, like even M0, you can just do this, right? It's free. It's just kind of slow, and then you can just EX. But at M2, just do this, and you get all the stacks in a combat attack. Like, look, see, I still have Thunder Metal on. Look at my combat attack, 1,338, and that's just Yanagi herself, right? That's why you see like the top Nagi builds with not Fusion. Sorry, that's why you see them with Thunder Metal in her own sig. So once Fusion Compiler refined, not necessarily. We'll talk about the dummy engines. Fusion is why I have zero desire to get Bernice sick. So I can play a quick swap entry skill EX. So 3 stacks ain't that bad. I think that counts as 1 EX. Nagi, each thrust of Yanagi counts as a separate EX. That's why Vivian burns all of her sacks with M2. Because each thrust is considered a different EX. So let's go over SIGs. So Fusion might seem better on paper, right? And it has the pen ratio, right? It has the combat attack and AP. But Yanagi's engine, it gives her everything she wants. Like, this gives her what she wants, like what she likes, but this gives her what she wants. Build up, attack, AP, and disorder damage bonus, because the only other way to get disorder damage bonus is from Yuzu, which increases her own damage, right? So Time Weaver, especially since people are going to be able to lose to it on the 75-25, a high refinements is better to Fusion. I don't know if you get another one, it's better, but you're getting more AP. But I will say Fusion has more AP, like when it's refined to phase 5. And Yanagi is only like 115, but you get like 50% electric buildup. Sorry, I have to keep switching like that. Yeah, look. So you get where is it? 50% electric buildup at R5. And then you increase your AP, yeah, by 115 for 15 seconds. And then your disorder damage increases by 35%. That's really good. I was doing lost boy, you got a second my escape. While I was on video, you got so mad when you lost all your stacks. Yeah, that's what happens with that's what happens. But it could be a good thing if you know what you're doing. If I lose my pools to Nagi, I won't be mad. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, right? So let's say like Weeping Gemini is this goated, right? It gives you all that AP and it has attack. It's basically like a mini Fusion, but you get way more AP, which is good for Nagi because she wants AP. It just doesn't give you build up. So again, you might want to be a Freedom Blues build for that because you want more build up. I've even used this. This is like an okay option, but I wouldn't waste money on it. I would not use this. Even at M2, I wouldn't use it. So W5 Time Weaver is best to slide. I wouldn't say in every scenario, because Fusion could still be better in cases where a boss has too much defense. Because again, pen ratio is very strong in this game. Why do you think we haven't gotten anyone to buff it other than just Rina? It's very strong because you got dumb shit like this that you can do 100% pen ratio build with. It's only one character can do that. Well, maybe Bernice can do it, but only one character can do it as Yanagi because she has pen to base kit. I just want to gamble with Yanagi as an option, getting deleted Yanagi with temporal. I know, right? But I wouldn't say Time Weaver's best to slot for every scenario. It opens up your build more, so you can be more greedy. Now you don't need to run Freedom Blues, right? If you have W5, because you're getting 50% electric buildup. You go at Thunder Metal, because you're just gonna deal more damage, right? Or you could still use Fusion, right? It just depends. We could talk about Fly Fancy. It gives her 90 AP and 40% buildup. Honestly, I've never seen a situation where I or anyone else had to use this. The buildup is interesting because if you have multiple copies of this could be better, right? Because you're just raw building damage, but you're not like, you know, getting the AP. Sorry, you're not getting AP, and you're not getting disorder damage bonus. Had a dedicated sub DPS. That's Remuel. Remuel is going to be that sub DPS. People might think that she's a main DPS, but Remuel is the sub DPS. And 6 times it'll go crazy with Valina. It probably would. I just can't do that because I don't have R5 Time Weaver. But once I get Fusion to R5, I'm getting Time Weaver. Because I'm buying the Battle Pass until I get R5 Time Weaver. The tier list should still be up. If you have Cradle on support, it's giga damage. Yeah, that's also that too. Cradle is really good as well. This isn't about Yanagi, but it's still kind of important because of how Cradle works. Whenever Arena EXs, you're gonna get this damage bonus, which is really strong at R5. It's just really strong, and you can time it to get more damage. A polarized damage. Oh, I see what you mean. But that's why I think in season 4 we're gonna get like disorder related characters, or at least they might start pushing it. Let me go back. Is that tier list still up? It is. Okay. How do I reset? Fuck, it reset everything. Okay. To make tier 0 to make her EX do Polarity Vortex. Nah, let's not do that. You know what? I'm gonna leave it like this, and to let you guys know, this doesn't mean that whatever characters like in B or C or D are like bad. I'm just putting them in here so I can show you guys like how would I do this? No, forget about these tiers. They have, oh, I wish I had. Actually, this is a good lesson. I wish I had drive this too. So, when we talk about like team building, right? You have to understand what you want to do with the character that you have. But let's not use Yanagi right now. Let's say like where is she? Like Soldier, right? Soldier wants to be on field so she can do her fire suppression, and she wants team members that buff her damage or allow her to do that consistently. So let's give it like a basic team, like Trigger and where is Suna? Fuck, where's Suna? Oh, there she is. Okay, like this team can work, right? Suna provides buffs. Trigger gives a stun damage multi outside of stun window. Trigger does her base attacks to do damage, right? Next year they're giving Miyabi away. No, they're not doing that. But for this example, this is what they're gonna do, right? That's the goal. And characters that help the main DPS do their goal. Sorry, not DPS. Characters that help the main DPS or what you want to do as a player helps a lot. So Yanagi has different play styles. You can do sub DPS, right? Let's take the most basic team, Miyabi Yanagi, right? They both want to do disorders. They both want anomaly build up so they can do disorders. Miyabi provides Yanagi some frost that lasts like 18 seconds or some shit. And Yanagi disorders like ability times to give Miyabi more enhanced basics. You can put Yuzu. She increases both of their build up. She increases disorder damage, anomaly damage, and energy to help, right? That's one example. You can do Nangwang, right? You want to stun more? Put Nangwang in there. She does polarity disorder, feels Miyabi, and Yanagi can benefit from it. because she gives the disorder damage multiplier increase with Nongguang. That's your team, right? But this is a dual DPS, and there are characters that fulfill whatever role you want that dual DPS team to do. So, example, what like a character that wouldn't work, Cynthia, right? Cynthia helps Yanagi, right? Cool. What is she's doing for Miyabi? She's doing nothing. Like, she's only there to be there for Yanagi and to just do bullshit, right? Let's get another example, like Bernice, right? This is before Ramio exists. This could have worked, but none of, like, other than Yanagi giving a disorder damage bonus to both of them, Bernice providing off-field anomalies, it could work, but there's no support. Like, there's no support or anything to help the team be cohesive and work like a machine. So when we do talk about teams for Yanagi, we gotta think what we want to do with her. We could talk about hyper carry first or burst, right? We're gonna put burst because this is basically like an attack style slash attack style. Why is Nagi's passive not activated when Nagi Yuzu? Because the devs hate Nagi players. Wait, it's the damn. I talked for like that long. All right. We'll do this one. All right, so the burst style, right? This is one of my favorite teams. Not VR training. Get the team config. Like this team, right? Yuzu, Nongguang, Yanagi. Or basically, like the anomaly burst core. If I can go back. Okay. You can do Nongguang Yuzu. That's an attack style type of burst DPS, right? You stun, you do your combos to stun, repeat. Yuzu could be interchanged. You could put Rina. Still the same concept. But Rina is boosting Yanagi's damage. Because, you know, all the stuff we talked about. You could put also Zhao, for example, because she's buffing both of them. She gets her additional. And she doesn't stay on field as much, so you could just do whatever you want with both of them, right? Even though she doesn't have the greatest synergy, it still works. Where is it? Where is she? Why can't I find her? Is it in order of release? No, I'm oh, there she is. Trigger. This is also a burst playstyle. Because you're just trying to stun as fast as possible and deal damage during the stun. It's not a very good team, but the idea is still there. You want to stun to do damage in a stun window. This can work, right? I wouldn't say this is a burst. I mean, actually, no. That team's not burst. But you get my point, right? Where's Lycon? You can do this, right? Oh, she loves the stun but can't activate her AB with them. Yeah. Like this is a team, right? Who else? I think that's really it. But you see the concept, right? This is just to help team building. And in a burst style type of Yanagi, back to what we said before, we have options. We have Thunder Metal. I mean, we have Thunder Metal, right? As long as you don't remove the anomaly of shock as frequently to offset the shock, you can use Thunder Metal. You can use Chaos Jazz. You don't really need Freedom Boost because it's not dual anomaly. For burst, would ER be the best? It depends. If you have M2, ER could be the best for you. It's not the best overall. I want to teach people that when it comes to builds, sometimes there is best of slots. Like if we look at Assistia, yeah, you're not changing this. This is not excuse me. This is not being impact. This is not being attack. Unless it's like super like god tier or something. You're saying with ER, but for some characters like Yanagi, it depends on how you feel. If you're more comfortable using ER on 6, use ER on 6. I like Anomaly Mastery because I can get faster damage. I won't clear too long. Rina Yuzu. Yeah. I'll explain about that team too. There's another style team you can play with her. Also a burst. You can use Shiny Aria. If you love Shiny Aria for some reason, you can do that. Yeah, like those drive this sets, and I gotta talk about Remios, but let me finish this first. Those drive this sets work the best for that type of style. All right, it makes sense because you want to do all your burst damage in that window. Now let's talk about let me see. I'm gonna butcher this so much I can't spell. Wait. Sustained damage. You could kind of call this DLT. You got me, right? Let me move him now. So sustained damage is stuff like, and this is going to be it's going to change depending on the character. This is a dual DPS, is a concept of a team build for her. Where is, oh my god, there's so many characters. There we go, Vivian with Yanagi, sustained damage. You do damage over time. You do not care about the stun window. Well, you care about the stun window, but that's not your goal. Your goal is to do as many blooms and as many disorders as possible. DPS does not equal consistent, huh? What do you mean? So I'm just waiting to see like what you mean by that. Oh, wait, is that equal? I can't see. I thought it says does not equal consist. But sustained damage is basically like how a bloom is being played, right? So let's take Permea, right? Even though Permea likes the stun window, she wants to constantly you know what? I'm about to just put every single character I want to talk about. Where's Valina? Yeah, we can take Jane, Bernice, Suna, Valina. Oh, we'll put Remy on here too. It's almost equal. I mean, yeah, but like I'm talking about the types of damage you do in different teams. It is consistent, but sustained damage is damage over time, right? Your goal is not to like hold all your resources to burst it. Are you all happy with Yanni views standard poor or nah? Personally, I have mixed feelings. I had mixed feelings at first, but I kind of got over it. I'm kind of happy because a lot of people are actually excited for it. Anyway, back to sustained damage. Your goal with this type of team is to do damage over time, consistently. As long as like, you know, if there's like a control phase or a Mazda phase, There's nothing you can do about that. But the goal is to keep doing decent, consistent damage over the entire fight. You don't need to stop and hold your resources. You want to keep doing it consistently in a nice manner. So Vivian and Yanagi is a good example of that, right? Bernice and Yanagi is a good example. Remio and Yanagi. Remio is just a sustained damage, but also you could sort of play her burst. But that's other stuff. But she's mostly sustained damage. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. I would say, oh, it's Miyabi. Where she is. I would say Miyabi is a sustained damage with Yanagi. Because Miyabi does a lot of crit damage. You can save her resources for the stun, but Yanagi provides damage still continuously. They both keep going back and forth, right? So how would you build a sustained damage team? Again, you use a DPS, a sub DPS like Vivian, but also you can do should I talk about that right now? No, I'll talk about it later. You can use Rina plus Yuzu. Now granted, this is kind of a mix of both burst and sustained damage. Because they both give energy to Yanagi, they're funneling her energy to keep doing her damage continuously throughout the fight, right? Irina's increasing Yanagi's shock damage and because of her additional ability. Yuzu providing the anomaly damage, or disorder damage. So Yanagi can keep just attacking, and attacking. That's also another idea of a sustained damage team. But usually characters that give resources, like Yuzu, Rina, or even like other characters like I guess Lucy, because she gives energy too, because you can funnel it to Yanagi or Vivian. That's just a concept of sustained damage. You want to do continuous damage over the fight. You don't want to stop. Oh, this also works with Valina too. Almost forgot about that. This is also a damage to sustained damage. Because Valina is going to do damage over time with the blooms as well. Let's go here. Okay, dual DPS. This is different from sustained damage and burst. Actually, dual DPS can fall. No. Dual DPS is different because yeah, that'll be an interesting buff. For dual DPS. Oh. This is like a standard disorder team, right? It's sustained damage, but dual DPSs usually don't funnel into each other, right? Because let's look at Miyabi Yanagi. They funnel to each other. Miyabi gives her the frost to be extra long. Yanagi gives her disorder damage to stacks. Miyabi gives disorder. I mean, she benefits from disorder, right? They both funnel each other. They both give decibels to each other. Miyabi can hold her EBA long enough for Yanagi to do whatever she needs. That's a sustained damage team. A dual DPS, it could be either, yeah, it could be burst or sustained damage. Let's take Jane, right? They're both on-field hungry characters. Oh wait, I forgot Alice too. Sorry. Alice can be part of sustained damage, but she's dual DPS. Like, these two can work, right? Theoretically, they can work. You could put Yuzu to increase both of their build-up or whoever needs it the most. You could put Astra to have them quick assist to keep them both on field long enough. I want to put Seth. I need to include Seth there too. But you get the general picture, right? Like, you could put Rina as an option, but she doesn't. Well, she gets a pen, right? But you get the point. It's between two main DPSs tangoing with each other. It could be sustained damage, but an example of how it can be also bursty is Jane, right? Jane has way faster build up than Yanagi. So in the stun window, we'll take this team. You're gonna use Jane more. Piper, yeah, Piper is also a good example too, because Piper has fast anomaly build up, but it's fast enough so that Yanagi can actually disorder, but Yanagi has more damage. You're tangling between two DPSs. Now again, they could be a sustained damage too, but they could also play in a burst playstyle. I think Jane does it better though, but that's just me. But we also have let me see. Where did Alice go? I just put her here. Okay, Alice. Alice is dual DPS. Even though they can do sustained damage, I don't think it's as good as their burst, right? If you've seen like Yanagi Alice runs, they do a lot of disorders in the stun window. Alice gives enough days with Yuzu to be like a pseudo stunner, right? And in the stun window, you can save your resources with Yanagi to burst. They're more stronger as a burst dual DPS, right? And the sustained dual DPS is let me see. Oh, it's Piper. Wait. I thought I'm missing one. I wouldn't put Arya with Yanagi as one. I guess we'll put Valina. Like, she's mainly sustained. Actually, nah, Remy is just sustained. I guess Jane, but I don't know. It's Miyabi. Sorry, I'm stupid. It's Miyabi. Alice is better at burst during the stun window because she has the ability to just apply another anomaly, right? Even though Miyabi can do the same thing. You can save your resources with Miyabi. But I personally think Alice is better in a burst playstyle than sustained damage, because Miyabi has more qualities with Yanagi to be a sustained damage, right? And I didn't talk about the drive disc. In sustained damage, like with Yanagi, right? It would be something like Freedom Blues, because you want to build up anomaly constantly, right? This is where your two-piece Faith that comes in. This is where your two-piece ER comes in, because you want more energy, right? If M2, you want to get your build up, right? So you put the two-piece ER to get more energy for that. You wouldn't do something like Thunder Metal, unless you're doing that specific team with Rina and Yuzu. You want to do Thunder Metal because the other anomaly is going to be canceled out and you're not going to benefit from it. You wouldn't do Shiny Aria because you don't stun as much, right? You can still use Chaos Jazz. That's why I said it's like the best general set, because you can, it's just decent, right? It's good all around. All right. I think it's burst, sustained damage, dual DPS, and no, let's not do sustain. No, that's only one team comp. I won't say damage over time, sustained damage, which is kind of like damage over time. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Like, it depends on the team, right? So if we take something like the free-to-play team, this is it's not burst, it's sustained damage, because the whole okay, the goal of this team, even though Seth gets stunned, he's not the fastest stunner. He's basically acting like Yuzu in this case, right? He's acting like Yuzu, and you just want to keep doing your disorder damage throughout the entire fight. You can do damage into someone though, you can optimize it, but it's sustained damage. It's like another free-to-play team. Lycon. This is burst. Is there a way to make her shock damage hit like 100k per instance? Yeah. Thunder Metal plus Rina plus Yuzu. Thunder Metal with like fusion, you can hit high shock damage ticks. But in this instance, you know, like with Yanagi, Lycon, and Rina, that's burst, right? A free-to-play like dual DPS. Hello. It's with Piper, right? Piper's dual DPS, but it's play like sustained damage, but they're both on-field DPSs. Piper wants to be on field. And dual DPSs, again, this is one where it's up to you, honestly. Like, if you feel like you can get away with Thunder Metal, like the only, I think it might be only Remyo that you can get away with like dual DPS, even though it is sustained damage, right? Like you might be able to get away with Thunder Metal like this, but I classify this team as like sustained damage. But for dual DPS, it really depends what Yanagi needs to do in the team. If she's a main DPS, right, you can focus her as a main DPS. You can do Chaos Jazz, Thunder Metal. What else? Something else too. I mean, or Freedom Blues if you like the build up, right? But if she's more supportive, you could do Freedom Blues, 2-piece ER, 2-piece Faithins. It just depends on what you want to do with Yanagi. Okay. But I will say, there is no best in slot for Yanagi when it comes to drive disc and engines. As we just discussed for like over an hour. I think it's over an hour at this point. That she doesn't have a best in slot. It depends on your teammates. It depends on your engines. It depends on your mindscapes. It depends on a lot of things. And that's why I think she's strong. Because you can do that. You don't see Vivian changing her disc set. Changing her 2-piece. I mean, forget about that. You don't see, like, I mean, Arya could change her sets, right? She has 2 sets, but that's it. No, why do that? I gotta put that back on Yuzu. Like, you don't mainly see her like change her sets all that much, right? There are some nuances, but it's not as in-depth as Yanagi. It'd be because she can change her set to fit a specific type of meta or an enemy like Hunter. Just bring Rina, 2-piece Puffer, well, Fusion, and you could put Remy in the team, right? When she gets here, that's gonna work. Do you have an idea of what we could see at PU for Yanagi, considering that she'll become a standard agent? She's not becoming a standard agent. She's being added to the 50 loss pool for limited. But I understand what you mean. I talked about it with Soul in a video. About what she could possibly have. Honestly, at this point, I kind of just want them to like double down on her disorder playstyle. Like, even though people are saying maybe she should get a Blooms, that's just super lazy. Like, they made Lycon and they're making Nekomata like really good. I can't tell you what the potential lock is, but Nekomata is really good. I have trust in them that they can make it good. Or at least improve her slightly better, right? Is there any supports that decrease the shock damage interval, cooldown interval? What do you mean cooldown? You mean like the ICD of proccing shock? No. Every anomaly in the game has a 3-second ICD, internal cooldown. There's no way for you to bypass it. You just have to wait 3 seconds. You can't. The only way you can bypass something, well, okay, a bloom doesn't have a cooldown because it's a bloom. It just does an instance of damage based on anomaly. Disorder can go around ICD if you polarity disorder, or in Alice's case, is polarity assault. Ultimates can get around ICD because the ICD in cutscene keeps going, right? So after it, you can proc anomaly. For a parry, like every 5 parries you strike the enemy, you get a small polarized disorder or something. Yeah, that's also something I taught the soul about. I wanted her to do something with her EX. At M1, dude. At M1, everyone. Yeah. Don't do it. M0, M1 Nagamata. Okay, I think that's the end of recording. I got so much work to do throughout the week, but that's fine. Of damage? I don't. Oh, you mean like her shock ticks? Like there's no cooldown. It just ends when you run out of attacks. It's why like when you use Vivian, shock would still affect even if you're not attacking, because Vivian's prophecy is like counted as an attack. Oh, I guess okay. First, let's talk about this is not a part of the video. Hello? Okay. Do they have Remiel set? No. Oh my god, bro. Isn't it Feathered Fate? Yeah. Oh, 0.5? Yeah, but that's like half a second. It's not that. It's not that hard. Yeah, the shock has like 0.5. You guys cannot see that. So, hold on. Let me go to a different site. Okay, so this is Remiel's set. It gives 30 AP, and when an equipper enters a battlefield or a switch as the active character, they gain a buff for 15 seconds. Anomaly efficiency is increased by 50%. And if the corner's attributes Lumaflux, which is only for Remy, her anomaly attribute damage is increased by 50% and it remains even if she's not the active character. So basically, the set reads for every other anomaly but Remiel, you get 80 AP. Which you think 80 AP. How many subs do you have on your Nagi? Don't look at this. Thank you, Alexander, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Where's that's not. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this, and no, there's another one. Hello? I guess this is it. No, that's not it. Fuck. There's one with +1 attack. Oh, right, wait, huh? Oh, right, I switched it. Okay, 32 is my highest. I think I get 33 on one of them. Okay, they killed the set for everyone but Remy. Not necessarily. Like 90 AP, I mean not 90. 80 AP might sound good, but for Yanagi it doesn't matter as much. With Remy, like you think it's good, but Chaos Jazz, the 15% electric damage is still doing something. For easy 9P. No. You think about it wrong. You're getting 2 AP, right? From like Freedom Blues, right? So that's 30. The set already gives 30 for the 2P, so that's 60. Plus 50, 110 AP. You don't have to do 2. Electro metal any good? What's electro metal? Wait, you mean thunder metal? You don't know what it does? It's just, think of it as like how Vivia's prophecy, right? She does like a set amount of damage, but the coefficient is like the multiplier of her anomaly damage. And the higher the coefficient is, the higher damage you do. But you only get that with more anomaly agents, I think. Oh, Thunder. Thundermel's good on Nagi. It's a good set. I'll only farm if you like hypercarry Nagi though. Which I do, but I also want to have a dual DPS team for it too. Which is why I'm getting Remy. I feel like it was something else. No. Yeah, I talked about the Remy set. Yeah, I think that's it. Damn, there's 27 people here. What the heck? Oh, it's because I put Remy, huh? I put Remy on the thumbnail. But overall, Nagi's good. Like, even at low substats, right? You have different playstyles. If you don't want her to be main DPS, dual DPS. Sustained damage. Remy's gonna help that. A lot. Rena's buffs is gonna help that a lot. It's great. Do you currently get kills with your M6 Nagi? Oh, it's M5. Sorry, you can't see. Yeah, it's M5. It's not M6. I got a kill last DA rotation with on Gert. Does Thundermelt feel the same or different? I need to see. I need to see if the CCs like Linnell and not Linnell, Riv and Muzzy calculate to see if Thundermelt actually affects Remy's damage, like on Yanagi. But I'm not too sure if it does, due to like BS or whatever, because like I don't think the shock damage takes its own attack in a in the equation. Maybe, I don't know, it might, but let's see. Oh no, I have her Sig. I was just using it to explain something. I have her Sig. I just don't have M6, which is why I want her in the shop. But yeah, I will say today was productive, at least to me. To be hyper carry for me, since I love the weapon so much. I don't like Remyo gameplay, sadly. Well, you have Yuzu on that banner. If you want to get Yuzu or have Yuzu, you could do them. I highly recommend getting M1 though. If you don't have Yuzu at all, get M0. But if you have M0 Yuzu, I highly recommend getting M1. M2 makes it even stronger, right? Especially with the potential that Rena's gonna do. The team is like really solid. If you don't, like, if you have like a spare Nongwong around, if I can find the brat, yeah, if you have Nongwong, you use Nongwong. If not, you can potentially use Lycon as a stunner. If only ZZ released a generic disorder set for Yanagi. Yeah, if only, man. Because, you know, I'm still stuck on this Chaos Jet since her debut. At least, listen. At least, Yanagi has good drive disc sets compared to Eve, because Eve has to change it every time she uses a different stunner, and that's annoying. Is M1 using what? Hold on. Is M1 is using M1 or W better? She's on Creo for me. Her M1 is better. I just use Yuzu Sig because wait, who took it? Oh, here we go. I only use Yuzu Sig because I like the AP and I want the build up. But Cradle is stronger. But I would say get M1 Yuzu. Well, actually, hold on. I would get M1 Yuzu if you have Sig, because her build up, like she increases her build up, right? Hold on. Yeah, like without her Sig, you can't get the maximum 20%, and with M1, it increases it even further to like 30 or 25%, I think. So yeah, I would get her Sig and her M1, me personally. I have a feeling Nagis will get Angel to get a potential luck with level 1 chicken and Hollow Zero. I don't like that Thunder move for M2. Like, I mean not M2, in Hollow Zero. The one that she's like in the air. Like, it was funny in co-op, but in actual gameplay is horrible. Grab Remy on a rerun. I'm just gonna get Dai Lin. I mean, I think you should just get Remy. You have the whole patch. Unless you're going to get someone else later. For me, M0W1 Yuzu. Eve players just have Sweet Jazz. We're not doing Sweet Jazz. Wait. I do remember. If you do get M2 Yuzu, it does make it so that your other character can use Sweet Jazz if they don't have a good set. It's funny, but not good. 26% with M1 said. Thank you, Chocobo. Yeah. It's up to you. Personally, I like the Sig because I get 60 AP, I get build up, and she increases her knowledge mastery. So Inferno's a proper set. Okay, we're not gonna pull Yojimbo, all right? If they made that move trigger an additional shock instance every time, it would be cooking. But you try to make a demon? YANAGI would be so insane if they did that. Because we'll have stuff like M2 Suna, right? I didn't explain it earlier because it wasn't important. But you know, Suna does work with Anomaly. Because if the age is Anomaly, right? Her cat always crits and it does 480%. Wait, no. Yeah, 480% of attack to enemies in the area, but her cat looks at the attack stat of your Anomaly agent. So, what we talked about earlier with Thunder Metal and attack and fusion and add arena, you can make Suna do some ridiculous damage. At M0 is probably serviceable, right? She becomes like maybe half a Orphe, but at M2 she increases the damage for Anomaly by 300%. So if you look at her thing, that's 780%. No. Yeah, 780% attack of whatever attribute Anomaly damage you do. So she's gonna be doing a heck of a lot of damage, which is the birth of Kafka Yanagi. What I made a video about it one time. It's a funny build. I highly recommend you not doing that. Don't spend your pulls on M2 Suna just to do a meme. I was building pity to get Arya. I somehow got her twice. I'm being serious. It was with free pulls. I am being serious. How is Suna for Miyabi? I'm not sure. I mean, if you use Nongwong, it should be fine. I haven't tried it. Jibbo's brave enough to do my Infernal Metal. He thinks he's up with fire element ruptures. I mean, listen, they need the crit damage. Just put Yuzu in the team. You get 100% Infernal Metal uptime. It's about to be 3 hours. That's amazing. It's 7. Is it M2 Suna better than M6 Ash for Eve? I have no clue, and I cannot spread lies. Sorry, I'm just checking something. All right, something was just annoying me. You know what? I have to say thank you guys for being here. I'm being that serious. Having to agree is yet refusing to cooking is diabolical. Listen, I don't like playing Miyabi. That's not my fault. I got her for YANAGI. Hearing that, oh, they're gonna get a cool team attack, right? Never happened. So I'm like, wow, I just have this character I don't really care about playing. You're probably wondering why I even get the skin. There's a mod I like on Miyabi that uses the skin. That's the only reason why I bought it. I actually like playing Miyabi with that mod. Miyabi Suna's good. Yeah, if you have ALD. But yeah, they never made that team attack. So I'm like, what are we doing? I just have this character. I don't use her anymore. I legit don't. Unless there's Bringer or Butcher. Because that's what they are weak to. Oh, slander? No, that's not slandering. Alright. I slander Miyabi players who act like they suck at the game. I slander the players. I don't slander Miyabi, even though I blame Miyabi for some things. One of those No. I just gave melanin to her skin. That's all. I just put melanin because I'm black too. They should really have a team attack. Yeah, we don't have a team attack for some reason. I slander Vivian though. Like, not her character, just her gameplay. I think she needs a potential a lot. I'm being serious. Miyabi. I only call her Miyabi as a joke. I don't really mean that. She's still good to people who know how to play her, right? I can still use her. I can still clear with like her with Vivian. I like playing her with Vivian for some reason. I don't know. I do like playing Soldier too. I wish I had Norma, but I lost it to M4 Neko. I don't even use Neko. Miyabi since 1.5? I wish I pulled Premiere, but I love Miyabi more. That's fine. I think, like, on the topic before I go, I think people kind of take like the tier list and like strength and power too seriously. When there's been players I've seen, I always watch their runs. Clear endgame with A ranks and standards. Before, like, one guy, he was doing it until I think like YSG patch when they changed Shiyu. He was clear with A ranks. I thought he would not clear. But he did, and he started using standards because I got buffed. Don't you mean you slander bad players who have Miyabi? No. I mean, hold on. I slander players who gas Miyabi up who are bad at the game, right? Because there's one thing to get carried, right? We all get carried. I got carried by Yanagi. She was M2. That's fine. Actually, hold on. Let me rephrase that. I slander people who are good at the game but are bad, and they use Miyabi. There we go. Like, they think they're really good at the game, but they aren't. And they're using Miyabi. Don't only care to arouse my love for Arlecchino. I know what you're talking about. I had to rephrase it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna call it a stream. I streamed way longer than I was supposed to, but I think I got some good progress. Expect to see the videos sometime next week for new players and you guys. So I really appreciate all you guys being here, or the people who came here to just listen. I didn't think I hit this many, but I really appreciate you guys. I don't know when I will stream. I mean, I could stream tomorrow, but honestly, I feel like I'm not going to do anything tomorrow. So I will definitely try. Oh, actually, I don't know if I'll stream when Remio drops. I'll have to do it like on a day of or much later. Now, Arlecchino will be a good collaboration character. Well, Zella's true. All right. I appreciate all you guys being here. I'ma head out for now. So you guys stay healthy and you know, don't get into too much trouble. I'ma head out.